Hi, Jason. So you said for this that your cover will be black. And I'd like to get a little more information about that. Is your cover going to be black and have your name on it? Is it going to have your website on it? Is it going to have your title of your series on it? What's going to be on your cover? It shouldn't be just plain black, because if we think about this and you're looking at a bunch of different portfolios on your table at a portfolio review, you're not going to pick up the one that doesn't have a name on it. It just doesn't pull anyone in. So there should be something on there to identify you. So that would be my first mention here. And then you would want okay, we open up the cover, and then we should have a cover page that has your information. Now, if you don't have that, someone could look through your portfolio, especially if you don't have anything on the front page or front cover, then we don't know at all whose portfolio this is. So you have this here, and I'm not sure what type of portfolio you've decided on, and if that's going to be on the left side of the cover, or if this would be its own page, but I want you to add some clarity for me. And also, we wouldn't really include your email address here. Would include your website. So your name, your website, and then if you wanted your phone number. Your phone number is not necessary here. So as we go through these beginning images, and you can especially notice this as we look to the side, I think the images, the way that you've lit them, the way that you have your subject styled is working really well. But we're not having a white background. The background's very gray, and it looks just muddy. It doesn't look like what we would want it to look like. So in all of these images, I would highly recommend that you make adjustments to get the background to be white. It's going to look much cleaner if the background is white. Right now it just looks muddy, and it doesn't look as professional as it would if we had a white background. We know that this was photographed on something white, so when we see the variation that sometimes it's gray, sometimes it's a little bit more yellow, that variation doesn't show the professional level that I think your lighting's up to. And it's something that can be solved in post-processing at this point. So it's definitely something I would encourage you to adjust. I think these first images are working great. I think even this kind of strange lineup of having one image a little bit higher than the other, that variation works well here. It fits your style. Here we just have them side by side, but adding a little variation here I think works also. I'm curious, it looks like you're going to show only vertical images. Yeah, so it looks like this is going to be a vertical portfolio. I just want to make sure that that's correct. Then you move into these black and white images, which are really beautiful. But I don't think we should have 3 black and white images where you're starting to pair up the black and white with the color. I don't think that works as well. And I just had this open. Hopefully it's still open. Just had it open for Leslie. Yeah. So I think this would be a good opportunity for you to set up something like this, right? Where you have the 3 right next to each other. And the idea that there's 3 that are so similar now becomes really impressive instead of it being more of an aberration. So I think that would work better here. And if you did that, you could have a blank page here and then just have this single image. And then we move through and we can see that you have the same subject, and that's fine. But then as we get into these last images, you have the same subject for so many of them that it gets repetitive and it doesn't show the variation that we'd like. We want to see variation to show all the photo shoots you've done over time, right? You sound like you have like hundreds of these that you've taken over your time at the Academy. And remember, all of those can be combined at this point. So having 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 images out of 18 that are all the same, So that's a third of your images, all the same subject, is not going to work. You want to have more variation than that. So again, you can really embrace the fact that you're having images of the same person and have them set up on the same page, like I had talked about, of having the three together. That would be one option, or you could just replace some of these with other models. That would be my strongest suggestion on this. And then also you have these kind of like kaleidoscope looking images. So you have 3 of those, and those really stand out from the rest of your series and do feel different. And it seems like it could be a portfolio in and of itself, but just throwing in these 3 that have the same type of look with the same model feels repetitive and doesn't feel like it fits with the rest of your series. So I would encourage you to edit that down. All right, let me know if you have any questions about anything. I think you have solid images. We just need to make some adjustments on those whites and then a little bit on order in order to get a little bit more variation here.